Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Janita Miller, and I'll be showing you how to do a compilation engagement on Draftworx. So just for simplicity reasons, I've already included a trial balance for us, linking in my current financial year and a prior financial year. Please remember that doing a compilation requires at least 3 years worth of trial balances if you want the cash flow in your financial statements to populate completely and adequately without having to do unnecessary drafting. Okay, so first of all, we want to see our working papers. Our working papers are split into 3 sections, being our engagement team setup and our engagement acceptance and continuance, and then of course documenting some understanding of business, understanding of your client, and our understanding the nature of entity working paper. Then lastly, you will get to your finalization, which is going to consist of these few finalization working papers. Cool. So let's check. First of all, section 10 requires you to accept or decline the engagement. So basically here you need to now include all the information by answering the questions. Okay, so I'm just going to answer these questions. We will be back now. Cool. So after answering the questions, you will see I have IFRS SME as my accounting framework, my PI score being 56, section 92 being not applicable on this client, and the client can continue to pay our fees. So overall partner conclusion, you now need to indicate whether you are going to accept or decline the engagement. Cool. So now you'll see all the yellow fields have gone green, so this working paper is complete. I can set it as prepared. Working through all the working papers in section 10 one by one, we get now to all the preconditions for a compilation as required by ISRS 4410. So the firm hereby understands the requirements set forth in the said paragraph and will adhere to the fact that the firm must take steps to disassociate itself from such information. And then we also have here, remember, having an independence evaluation in a compilation engagement is not a requirement, but it is included for completeness purposes. So you can do this. If you don't want to do this, please close it. It's not necessary to document in terms of our ISRS 4410. Having our 10.03 individual team member declaration as well. You're not required to do this. However, if you don't want to do this, you can just close it. If otherwise you want to, please let your team members individually complete these fields. You will see it's one for each member of the team performing the engagement compilation. Okay. Then working paper 1004, something we frequently forget to do is to actually assess whether our client uses the correct accounting framework. Okay, so these are some questions you need to answer and then ultimately decide which accounting framework is applicable and are they using the correct accounting framework. Okay, so first of all, what is the nature of entity of business? You can type it there. Then, will the published statements be for general purpose? Yes. Is it a state-owned company? No. MOR requires this specific accounting framework? No. Do they have public accountability? Then it's going to bump out the accounting framework that Draftworx thinks should be used. You can now just confirm which accounting framework is used, and then we can do a final conclusion, a brief reason for the chosen accounting framework, and that you can document here as well. Next up, we have our competencies and evaluation of the engagement team. So once again, not necessary to document, but included for completion purposes. So you can just fill in all the questions, document their technical expertise, knowledge of business, ability to apply professional judgment, etc. Cool. Then we get to our engagement letter based on the illustrative engagement letter published, and you need to now open and close the paragraphs as applicable. Please remember to link in a signed copy of your engagement letter into your Draftworx file. It's very crucial to have the signed copy, as this is the file being archived and closed up and rolled forward into the next year. Then we have our documentation of our understanding of the nature of business. Again, a few questions you just need to answer, and it's going to prompt you in a direction to document your understanding as required. Cool. So now we're at the stage where the drafting of the financial statements is going to commence, and here we are going to draft the financial statements, do the tax calculation, process the journals. If you need any assistance on any of those topics, please go to our YouTube channel and search for how to draft financial statements or how to do adjusting journal entries, and watch the quick vid, and it'll help you and guide you further. So lastly, in our finalization file, in our compilation file, we have these finalization working papers. Okay, having a compliance checklist, ensuring that we adhere to everything we should have in the ISRS 4410 and then also in the IFRS SME accounting framework. Secondly, we have our engagement sign-off control sheet. This is for the manager or partner, just to confirm that all that should be documented was indeed documented and signed off. So this is very easy just to do. Please don't let the trainee do this. Let someone with a little bit more seniority do this. We also have a working paper on the report transmittal, and also having matters for attention. If required, you can use our management report template to provide management with a report with recommendations on issues you've identified. And that is our compilation engagement in a nutshell. If you have any further queries, please log on to remote support located here, or you can search for our additional YouTube videos in the YouTube channel search bar. Thank you and enjoy your day.